Good morning. Hi, I'm Kristin Omdahl, and welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire podcast. This is episode 336, and we're here live in Southwest Florida having a beautiful, peaceful, gorgeous, love the colors of the sunrise today. So glad that you can join me. If you're joining me live, please say hello. Let me know if you're crafting this morning, if you have questions for me, or if you just have something to share. Good morning, Christy and Joe. Thanks for joining live. Glad to see you here. Good morning, Grace and Chris. Happy to see you here. Oh, I'm in the tripod shadow again. Let's see if I can fix that. Good morning, Chris. Hi, Joe. Thanks for joining live. Thank you, Grace. Hi, Karen. How are you? Good to see you. I'm wearing a couple things I made today, and I have more pieces to show you too. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Lily. If you saw my screenshot for the thumbnail, I have another surprise to show you too. Hi, Christy and Pauline. Not sure if you could tell from the size of the photo, but exciting stuff to share. Good morning, Samantha. Thanks for joining live. Glad to see you here. Hi, Lynn. I got to ride my bike here this morning, and man, oh man, does that put me in a good mood. I can't think of anything I'd rather do in the morning than ride my bike to the beach. Hi, Jane and Sherry and Sunshine. Thanks for joining live. We have some chatty birds here this morning. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Naomi. Thank you, Naomi. I'm glad you like the new patterns. The weather is beautiful, Chris. Could not be happier about it. Hi, Sherry. Oh, Sherry likes the new patterns too. Great, me too. So for the pre-order of the ebooks, I'm showing very basic photos in the studio. I'll be doing different photography for when the book is completed, but in the meantime, it'll be really fun for me to be able to show you different stylings in demo when we come to the podcast in the morning. So I brought both patterns with me this morning to show you some of the features of it, which you will definitely get a better understanding of both patterns from that. Hi, Carrie Casto from West Virginia. Hi, Mar. Thanks for joining live. So right now I'm wearing the, what's it called? The Selena Rowana. And a Rowana is basically a U-shaped garment. So the back is one square, and then the two fronts are picked up from the back. And so because it's an unstructured garment, there are a ton of different ways you can wear it. Right now I'm wearing it like I showed in the photo. So you can see that the fronts are in the front, the back's in the back. I have a belt cinched around where I've made sure that the pieces came together at the sides and then bloused it up a little bit, and you can see it looks like a completely fitted garment this way. And the patterns come in 3 sizes too. So this is the smallest of the 3. The small would fit a small medium. The first size is small medium, second size is large, extra large, and third size is 2X, 3X. And that's the case for both of these patterns. So this is what the Rowana looks like all by itself. So now you could wear it like this. You could grab a butterfly clip or any other kind of clip, a shawl pin, and you could attach it like that. And then it's more of a poncho. You could tie it just here. You could just maybe sew a little tiny bit right here and here and leave side seams. Or you could sew from here all the way down and make it a vest. Or you could sew from here down and from here down and make it a poncho. So and then one of the traditional ways to wear a Rowana is to wrap one of these sides over a shoulder. You could do that, and if you did that, you could also use a clip or a shawl pin like that. Or you could do that with both sides. You could also do you could also try to, you could grab the whole thing and wrap it around like a cowl as well. So on a super cold day, you could grab this and throw it under your coat and wear it as a cowl as well. And then once again, if you needed extra help keeping it in place, you could definitely add a pin, a shawl pin, or a butterfly clip or something else like that. So we'll go back to the way I had it on this morning, because I wanted to show you how you actually make that happen. All right, so we're back to here's the back and our two fronts. So there's our U-shaped garment. And so what you want to do is make sure that the front and the back is about the same length. Grab a belt. I'm using a stretchy belt, but you could use any kind of a belt for this. Try to find my natural waist. And so now I'm going to try to zhuzh this around so that the front and back meet up at the side, and try to keep them the same length and blouse it up a little bit. So I'll do that over here. So I know it looked cute the way I had it, but that doesn't mean that it necessarily translates how you go about getting it to do that. Okay. And I don't have a mirror, so I'm obviously going to be a little more clumsy doing this than you would be in front of a mirror without an audience. I've got people looking at me as they're walking by going, what the heck is she doing? Okay, I think you get the idea of it. It's not perfect, but you get the idea of it. And now it looks like I have on a fitted top. So cool. I've been so excited to show you guys this for a very long time. So you may be wondering what I have on underneath. This is the top we were talking about yesterday. This is the Tempesta pullover, where when you see the pattern for this, it is a knit long sleeve top with a cold shoulder in Be So Sporty yarn. I remade it in Be So Serene yarn, which is the dyed version of Be So Bare. And this one starts at 2 balls for the smallest size, sleeveless, and it goes up from there, obviously. So you'll have to follow the pattern and adjust accordingly based on the size that you're making. But you see how cute it is. And so this is the same yarn as this. This is undyed bare, and this is colorway Grateful in Be So Serene yarn. So the next piece I want to show you this morning is the Amelia knit vest. And this one is also one of those really simple and clever constructions. It's 2 rectangles. If you notice from the front to the back, this piece is all one rectangle, and this piece is all one rectangle. They are sewn up the center. You can see I sewed them up the center, and then I laced them up the front with an I-cord and sewed a seam down here. Now you'll notice this one is significantly shorter than this one, and I did that so I could add the fringe to create the same length. If you don't like fringe, you could make your rectangles longer. You could make them, I'd say I would make them another 12 inches longer, 6 inches for the front and back, and you can make this one the same length as that one. Now, this could also be a Rowana depending on whether or not you sewed the sleeves down the sides, right? You could be a poncho if you decided to sew down the front as well as the back. This is a super, super simple lace stitch pattern. It is literally 1 row lace pattern, but because you do it on the right and wrong side, I called it a 2-row repeat, but it's really 1 row repeat. So it's a 4-stitch pattern, so it's easily adjustable. The pattern does come sized in 3 generous sizes. The first size is small, medium. The second size is large, extra large, and the third size is 2X, 3X. But this is done in Be So Soulful yarn, which is my sport weight sock yarn. And so again, it's the same weight yarn as this, and Be So Sporty. So any of these patterns are actually interchangeable. You could make this in Be So Sporty yarn, in Be So Serene, or in Be So Soulful. And this is colorway Pink Coral and Be So Soulful yarn. Super cute. You could wear this over anything. I think it's a little busy with a knit top with a decorative neckline. I would probably wear it with something a little more simple underneath, but I love how sheer it is. I absolutely love how beautiful. This is the smallest size. I made the smallest size in both of these. Does anybody have any other questions or want to see anything up close? Oh, and then I added fringe to this. If you don't like fringe, you could make it longer or just leave it this length and not add fringe. You could add beads to your fringe to add more weight. You could add beads, you could add braided or twisted fringe to this as well. All sorts of ways to do. Yes, the patterns are available now. The patterns are available as singular downloads if you'd like to just purchase the single patterns. They're also available in my 2 latest ebooks, Layers Knit and Layers Crochet. So if you order the ebooks, these are 2 of the patterns that are included in each one. Could you use Be So Lush? Sure you could. Be So Lush is a #1 fingering weight yarn, so it's slightly thinner than these yarns, but it's not very difficult to substitute between a #1 and a #2. Be So Lush is the same weight as Be So Fine yarn, but that's a great question. And you could easily substitute Be So Fine or Be So Lush for either of these. It is simply a little bit thinner, so you would adjust a little bit, but it would definitely make it a little more of a dressy look with a thinner yarn. So any of them would actually work. Edna, okay. Yeah, please email me, Edna. That'd be great. Let's see if anybody has any other questions about these items before I move on. Think Kimberly has Chantilly bling. Oh, bling would be gorgeous in either of these projects. Bling, sporty bling or fine bling. I would love to see one of these in a sparkly yarn like that. That would be amazing. Absolutely. Wait and see if there's any other questions. Thanks, Sherry. I'm glad you like the different styling options. There's so many different ways you can style unstructured garments like that. Good Day wants to know if I learned knitting on my own. I did, actually. This one is knit, Janet. This is knit, and this one is crocheted. And if you go, if you're on my mailing list, you got information about all of this last night. If you're not on my mailing list, I highly recommend getting on it. It's the first place I announce anything that's new or updates. I will be making a blog post later today explaining all of the new updates for the ebooks and the 2 new patterns there as well, with links for where to buy the different yarns. But all those links are also in the video description below. And as always, if you have questions, please leave them for me in the comments. I'm happy to help. Or if you have questions about your orders, I do suggest that you email me, because then you have a little more privacy than sharing your private information publicly in comments. So please always feel welcome to email me as well. Hi Chantel, thanks for joining live. Chris is on the mailing list. I'm glad you enjoy it. Hi Danette, thanks for joining live. Thanks Sherry. All right, so let's, I've been writing in I got here a couple minutes early this morning, so I was writing in my journal. So let's find the next quote and see if it inspires anybody here this morning. Gwendolyn wants to know where I live. I mention it every morning at the beginning of the podcast. I'm in Southwest Florida. This is the Gulf of Mexico behind me. Ooh, this is a good one. Emily Dickinson. If I can stop one heart from breaking, I shall not live in vain. Whoa, that's a powerful one. I absolutely love this quote, and this is actually the sentiment of why I started my charity project, Kristin Cares. As some of you may already know, I am a survivor of domestic violence, more than once actually, and part of my healing process was finding a way to stay in control of my life or gain control back in my life. And one of the ways I did that was starting a charity so that I could make someone else's experience of healing and surviving and thriving again better than my own. I felt like I was extremely isolated through my abuse and through my healing process. And so through my charity, I find ways to make someone else's experience quicker or better or less lonely than mine was. And so Emily Dickinson's quote, "If I can stop one heart from breaking, I shall not live in vain," is exactly the reason why I started my charity. Project Kristin Cares is a way that I share knowledge, education, and give back to the community by sharing a portion of every sale of my entire brand. I donate a portion of the money to help victims and survivors of domestic violence. So yeah, that's a good quote. Awesome. Does anybody have any questions about that? You can find more information on the charity on my website, kristinomdahl.com/PKC, and there's a link to that in the video description below as well, every day. But I'll wait a minute and see if there's any other questions or comments about that before I move on. Thanks, Chris. Hi, Maria. Thanks for joining live. Sherry loved yesterday's quote. Awesome. I'm glad it touched you. That's great. That's the beauty of quotes. They can touch everybody differently and all the time, and you never know when one's going to inspire you. That's why I've enjoyed seeking out inspirational quotes my whole life. They have always brought me so much joy and inspiration and motivation and comfort, just all the way around. Amazing. Good morning, DJ. Thanks for joining live. All right, well, I got a package in the mail yesterday, and I'm so excited to show you guys. So you may be familiar with this magazine, Crochet World. Does anybody already subscribe to this magazine, or is this a magazine that you normally buy? I'll wait and see if anyone answers that. And then I'm going to zoom in closer and see if you recognize a name right on the cover. Can you see that? Meet designer and author Kristin Omdahl. So this particular issue, what is this? April 2019. This issue is available to download digitally already on the publisher's website, and I'm guessing it'll be out in stores probably in March. They usually come out early. I don't know exactly. And if you subscribe, I'm sure you'll be getting it soon. But I have several pages in the magazine, so I'm not going to read any of it out loud because that would take away from buying the magazine, I suppose. But I can show you what's in here. So I got, let's see, we'll start on page 51. They did a book review on Motif Magic for the second half of this page. What page is that? 51. On 51 you can see Motif Magic got a beautiful write-up in their Editor's Faves product review page. And they even showed a photo of Wrapture and Be So Fine yarn along with the book. There's more. So on pages 52 and 53, there's a 2-page interview with me, like wow, and my photo. And it says, "In the World of Crochet, the Inspiring Kristin Omdahl" by Randy Cavalier. So 2-page interview. There's more. And then I donated the Mary shawl from Motif Magic as a pattern excerpt for the magazine so that people new to Motif Magic could get a flavor of the book and see if it's something that they would want to order. So then the next 3 pages are all dedicated to Motif Magic and the Mary shawl. And well, I guess that's it. That's more than enough. I couldn't believe that my interview was 2 pages long. That's a lot of content. And I read it last night. I was like, dang, they made me sound really good. So thank you to the editors and writers of Crochet World magazine and the person who interviewed me, Randy Cavalier. Thank you all so much for giving me such a beautiful opportunity and writing such kind words about me. It was really awesome to read that. So for those of you interested, this is Crochet World magazine, April 2009 issue, and you can find it anywhere that Crochet World magazine is sold. I have a feeling this one's sold in lots of stores when the issue comes out, and if you want a digital copy, it is available right now. And I'm sure if you contacted Annie's Publishing, they would let you know where and when the issue will be in stores. But look at that. right on the cover. Yay, very exciting. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. So I thought I would bring the shawl with me to show you in case you had forgotten what the Mary shawl looks like. This is the shawl that is one of the project in Motif Magic, my beautiful book that I published last year. You can always get an autographed copy from me on my website, or it's available on Amazon worldwide as a paperback. It's also available on Kindle as an ebook. So any way you would like to order Motif Magic, you can. And this particular shawl is made with 2 balls of Be So Fine yarn in color Calypso Lime. And there are also video tutorials on how to make this shawl here on my YouTube channel. So all sorts of ways for you to learn more about this shawl and Be So Fine yarn in color Calypso Lime. What a pretty color, huh? This would be pretty in that color too. All right, does anybody have any other questions? I love that green too, Tennessee Rose. Thanks, Pauline. Oh, I'm reflecting big time on the screen. Thanks for answering some questions for me, Karen. Nikki's made several shawls for Motif Magic. Awesome. Thank you, Sunshine. Yay, I don't know if I was supposed to show the magazine yet or not, but when I found out last night in the Knit World, I couldn't understand what you wrote, something about a public figure. But last night I found out that this issue has been announced on their website as a digital download, so that's when I realized it was probably okay to mention it. Since the photo was already on the web, I figured it was safe for me to mention it here this morning. Thank you, Aranita. It is exciting. Yeah, it's always exciting to see stuff like that. Never gets old seeing an interview or promotion in magazines. It's not my first one actually, but it's my first one in a while. Thanks, Sherry. I missed a bunch of comments. Sorry about that. If your comments are important to you or your questions are important to you, please feel welcome to repeat them in the recorded version of the podcast. And that's when I have the ability to answer your questions a lot more thoroughly and see them in case I've missed them as they scroll by in the morning. So please feel welcome always to do that when the podcast goes to recording. During live, it's tough sometimes. Brilliant creations like the shawl I have on right now. Thank you. This is called the Amelia Knit Vest, and you can find that as a single download on my website right now, or if you order Layers Knit ebook, this will be one of the patterns included in it. Super fun. I love the fringe. I don't know which video you're talking about, Edna. Sorry. Someone said something about libraries. I missed that too. I put my sunglasses on, but I know that won't help either. Provisions. Oh, you're disappointed that I'm not actually knitting this morning? Well, sorry about that. There are over 1,000 videos on my YouTube channel though, and there's tons of tutorials where you could watch me knitting and learn something there. So have a scroll through my channel and I'm sure you can find a tutorial that might interest you. Oh, people are talking about where they're going to find Crochet World. All right, good. I didn't show you the beach this morning. Okay, so here is the beach to the south of us. We've got quite a few people walking. If you look in the distance, there's quite a few. And that paddleboard company with the kayaks, they are definitely getting ready for a busy weekend. Here's the sun coming up, so gorgeous, and the beach to the north of us. Quite a few people walking over here today too. So gorgeous out here. Did you see the guy on the paddleboard out there? That looks fun in this kind of weather. Looks nice and flat. If it was rough, I would definitely not be interested in that. I would be terrified if I fell in the water. I think I made this. Brenda's Walmart carries a magazine. I wasn't sure, but I thought maybe Walmart carried it. I'm pretty sure Joann's and Michael's carry it too. Okay, Melissa's, Joanne's, Carrie's Crochet World. Oh, thank you, Sunshine. Yeah, I feel like, well, when I've known that this was coming out for a while, right? Because I got all the interview questions several months ago. And you know what? I told them the podcast was called Yarn on the Beach back then. So, unfortunately, the interview says Yarn on the Beach instead of Create, Share, Inspire. But I can't beat myself up for that. You know, I did what I did, and hopefully people will find the podcast anyways. So I've seen this at Walmart. I have seen it at Joann's. I've seen it at Michael's. Someone says AC Moore carries it. Someone else says Amazon carries it. I'm guessing Barnes & Noble probably carries it too. We'll have to do some research, and as you guys see it, I would love to see your photos of the magazine. I would love to hear your thoughts on where you're finding it. Be really great to help everybody else. Lisa loves the new top. Thank you very much. This is episode April 2019. I don't believe it's on newsstands yet. It just came out, the digital version just came out this week. I got an advance copy. But it will be out soon. I don't know how soon though, but I would guess it'll be out by March. We'll need to find out. If anybody can get any information about that, that would be great. Would love to be able to share more details about that. I guess I could have done that first before announcing, but I was excited. What are you gonna do? Brenda says Yarn on the Beach still makes this. Okay, so when you search Yarn on the Beach on YouTube, Create, Share, Inspire comes up. Great, thank you for letting me know that. Then I won't feel so guilty about this great exposure with the wrong name. And that's all my fault, obviously. Pamela loves the crochet Rowana. Wonderful, I'm so glad. Yeah, I love both of them. I'm so excited about both of these and plan on wearing them a bunch. Yeah, it will be out soon for sure, Karen. But you could order it now, that's for sure. You just probably won't see it in newsstands just yet. All right, I don't think I see any other questions, so let's take this last minute here and look out at this incredible view and all these colors. The blues are just, driving me crazy this morning. Let's soak in the colors, the sounds of the waves, and set our intentions for the day. Thanks so much, everybody, for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed the sunrise, the sound of the waves, chatting with me and everyone else here. If you have any questions about anything we talked about today, please always feel welcome to leave them for me in the recorded comments as I see those and reply to them all day long. If you have any other questions or concerns, there's tons of links in the video description below. And you can always email me for anything else. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.